Hi guys, I was feeling very inspired when I saw this particular design from Dennis Obaro, the UI UX king on Twitter, and he said he was going to make a live session, but I wanted to also show my process. I love the fact that using schemorphic design for his design process. So like when we talk about schemorphism, we're just talking about relating back to how we can use realistic shadows in a UI project. So in this case here, he used that predominantly. Yeah, and now what you want to do, the simplest trick in the book to working with schemorphic design is that you want a place where you want an angle where you have like very deep blacks or shadow, and then you want to do like the opposite on the other side. That way we have that kind of effect, right? So in this case is working with what we call inner shadow and some light rays. Okay, and then also adjusted for you also adjusted for some blooming, right? Some blooming effect, which I'm also going to make use of. Okay, and then and trying as much as well to create all of this. Okay, very quickly. All right, so with that much further ado to go, let's jump right in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the one I'm familiar with. I'm going to use iPhone. Okay, 393. So I'm going to use iPhone 14 Pro Max. All right, and I'm just going to try to do like a one-to-one representation of what I think this is. So I'm going to just try and scale this down. So I'm pressing key on my keyboard. I think I'll probably do it in the video stuff, but like key on my keyboard, and then I have this. So one interesting thing I like about Figma is the fact that you can import assets of iOS and Android, right? So I'm just going to import this. Nice and cool. So now that I have this imported now, so you can have like this all of these different examples. I can take any element I want to make use of and apply it to my design. Okay, so first thing first is I'm going to look for status, because I want to add that to my UI interface, and for some reason the size is 402. I'm guessing that's for the latest iPhone 16. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to adjust for the width, and mind you, I'll just like what he has here, like, so I can see that this is like 16 pixel padding. So what I always do is that I add a layer grid, set my grid to columns, and then I want to make the count just 4, and then in this case I'm going to increase my margin, which is to 16 pixel, and then I'm going to leave my gutter as is and adjust as I design continually. Then this one I want to manually impute the size of what I'm working with here. So this 393, so I'm going to have this at 393. So, and then now I can align all of the elements like so. All right, now the interesting thing is that you can select this element, you can take out the background, you can scroll up and switch out, click on this variable icon here for those of us that are using what's it called now, these variables, and then you want to go back to dark mode, and then you can also like switch over to like dark mode elevated. All right, so you're not going to say anything now. So what I'm going to do is I always like to have like color preset before I design, but because this is like a very fast quick tutorial video, I'm just going to use my color picker. Okay, so now that I have my color picker set, so I can see that it's using like making use of a gradient here. So the easiest way to do that gradient, there are actually like several ways in which you can do it, but in this case what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to do what's it called now, a linear gradient. So I'm going to select this one first, undo that. So I'm going to take this, and it's going to give me like this kind of two colors. What I want to do now is that, okay, I already have like one that is light, and then I'm going to switch this out. Okay, this is cool, but if you notice, this is a linear gradient, it's going straight, and this one is like kind of like in a dome kind of shape, right? So how do I do that? I can simply click on this, switch over to radial gradient, and then I have this kind of dome shape looking gradient. What I want to do is I want to take it from the middle point this way, and then I want to drag this on all the way to the top like this. So once I get to like the point where I'm comfortable, what I can simply do is now I can take this and keep pushing to adjust, right? So notice that it's now like taking it to the center point. Now if I want to expand it more, so you can see I have this little dot here that I can make it thinner or larger, like so. All right, so let me press Shift G so you can see it clearly. All right, so we have this clear fade. Okay, so I think his zone is still slightly greener, so I'm going to pick this, select my color picker, then I want to pick something around here, undo that. So take this, select my color picker, pick something around here, then just nudge this slightly. Yeah, so I get in there. So now the next thing now is I have this element here and these icons. So like I said, I'm using the iOS UI, so let me just take it one-to-one. So this is morning, so let me give myself to adebimpe, it's my name, and then we have monitor your devices, like so. Now for those of you like trying to like get this UI, you want to make your design look very good, literally my best advice for you is like make use of all of these components and follow my process, right? So if you're unable to use SF Pro, it's because you need to install it. If for those that are using Mac, it comes by default, but if it doesn't come by default, you can literally go to the HCI, just search for HCI, human Apple interface design, right? And then look for SF Pro, and then you want to download it and install it. Okay, and then you can also, if you are using the desktop app, you literally don't need to install any of that thing. But if you are using Figma, you need to go to if you are using the web browser for Figma, you need to go into Figma website and make sure you download the font installer so that you can have access to it. So those are like the two major settings you need to set for. Okay, and if you still did not get it, you can always send me a TM on at adebimpeomolaso, and I can walk you through on how to get that. All right, so in this case here, I like the fact that you already have like your emphasized and your regular. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to pick emphasize, and it gives me this. Okay, and then for this I want to pick something in that line, because I'm still going to like obviously reduce the sizes. So what I usually pick it, like if it's something like very small, so I always look for like subtitle or sub headline. So in this case it's going to be, or caption, right, depending on the size of my header text. Okay, so in this case I'm going to make this say sub headline 15. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a straight line by clicking on this, or the alternative, you can literally just double click on the edge like this, select this one, and then you want to come over here and hug content like so, and then notice that this is going all the way to the left. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it is all content. All right, then the next thing is we have like this kind of excessive space, so I'm going to change that back to 0. Okay, and then the next thing that we have on the side is like an avatar and someone's image. Okay, so I make use of Midjourney, right? So that's what I'm going to be bringing here. It's not sponsored, so I'm just going to round off those corners by coming over here. All right, so you always want to make sure that it's a square, right? Just give it a nice and clean number. So I always make sure that my square is like literally the same amount. So I have this already. So after having this, now I can literally like get my image from Midjourney. So I like this nice looking man. Then I'm gonna literally paste this image there. Okay, so the man looks way too big. So what I'm gonna do instead is let me just bring him outside, copy. So Command Option C, or you can literally right click, copy properties. I'm gonna select this and what's it called now? Paste properties. So now you can see it. All right, so next thing is I can just round off those corners like so, so 40. All right, so now the next thing I can see, like he has like this kind of outline in this stuff. So what you can simply do is you can right click, and then what you want to do now is you want to add an auto layout like this. So by adding an auto layout, you can have to put like an extra padding 16 and 16. Okay, so once you do that, you can add a stroke just to be sure that you are actually seeing it. So right now I'm increasing this. Okay, so I'm noticing something, but I want to check my layouts is what exactly is going on. So I have this one here, I have this here, but I don't see my image coming into this place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here like this. Okay, I think I messed something up already, but no worries. So I have this here, and then I have my image. So what I can do is let's bring that down. So I'm going to make my image something smaller, 40. All right, so let's bring this down and let's see how it looks. Oh, okay, I think I messed something up already. Yeah, so I have this like so. All right, so now that I have this, I have this clear white outline on stroke. So I think I have multiple images. Let me see that. So I have this frame. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be like outside, so I'm going to bring this on inside back, then round off those corners. Okay, so if you up to this point, if you don't get what I'm trying to do, is so let's say I have my image now. Again, you can literally create another frame like this. Then you want to take this one, place it inside, select this one, and then make it your auto layout. Okay, and then now you want to round off those corners like so. So I'm going to give it 40, right? And then this one too, I'm just going to round off the corners. All right, so it gives me, it stops at 20. Nice. So now that I have this, it doesn't feel like a square yet. All right, so what I can do to make it feel like a square right now, because I have like 54 and 58, so I want to make sure that these padding two are the same amount of size. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to drop down my opacity, because if you look at it, like it's showing off like a little bit of the background, right? So I'm just going to do that here by doing like 20%. Okay, then the next thing I want to do out of the box is, if you notice, it has like this outline stroke. So I'm going to add the outline stroke and make it white. So normally I always have these things are like created as well, but like I'm just trying to be fast here. Okay, so I can literally bring this in. Now I have this, so I want to go back to my grid again and just make sure that it's sitting on the edge like so. And then what I want to do now is I just want like not too bright of a of this kind of white color, right? So just something slightly. So what I can do is, for now, is I can just drop down the opacity to like 30%. All right, so I have this. Okay, and then you can even like kind of like, instead of doing stroke, you can even make it a little bit use of like, you can make use of the inner shadow and then blow it out, so you have more strength. So like this now, so if I come to like effect, come down to inner shadow. Now this is my inner shadow. Now it's blur on 4. I can make it like 1, and then make the x -1 like so, and then make this one 1. So I have this kind of like outline, and then I can make it full on white. All right, then if I take out the blur, now I have something like this. So like there are multiple ways in which you can try and achieve multiple levels of stroke. Okay, so now that I have this one here, I'm going to add another one, and this time I'm literally going to do the exact same thing, but it's opposite. So again, full on white. So once you press F, this is actually like what white means. And then the next one is, I want this one and this one 1 like so, but this time around now this is going to be 1, and this is going to be -1. Okay, so like so, and then I want to take out the blur totally. So I have this like this, and then if I increase the spread now, I can have like it to connect with each other. All right, so let's take this one. Let's say this is 0 and this is 0, and we have this one at 1 at 0.5. So we have this, and then I can literally take this one too and do the same 0.5, and then take away this to make this 0 and make this 0. All right, so we see now we're having a nice looking stroke, right? Even though it feels like an extra step. So now that we have that of the way, next thing is, notice that this color still feels too bright. So what I can do is I can still reduce it like 10, and then I can add another effect again. This time around it's going to be background blur. All right, so this background blur now, 4 it feels like a little bit more, so 2 is fine. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is I want to add this other elements here. So I'm going to bring this in like so. Then I'm going to select this one, change it to white. But the thing is that when you're working with diamond, you don't want to use full on white like this, because it just feels like too bright. Okay, so I usually have like a grayscale, a neutral grayscale that I always work with, but like again, I'm just going to abolish just slightly, so something around there. All right, and then just trying to match what it's trying to do here. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing all the way emphasize, I'm going to do like title 3. All right, and then for this one, I'm going to have it at footnote, right? Because I feel like a footnote. So I'm going to have it as regular, and then I'm literally going to use the same color. You know what I'm going to do now is that instead of doing like this, let me start tweaking it a little bit using HSL, because that also works magic, right? And it actually makes sense for me. Okay, so this gives me like a red kind of vibe. So I always want like kind of like bluish or green kind of vibe when I'm playing with my greenness, so that everything sits properly. Okay, so what I can do is I can first like take out my bright color picker somewhere around here, and then I want to crank up this one here to like 100, because like that's like my lightness. So I'm gonna do 90, so it gives me like that kind of vibe. And then I want to take away this color green, so that it still has like a little bit of gray and a little bit of green. So I do this by adjusting my saturation. So change this one to 20, and then it gives me that kind of stuff I'm looking for. So I can make this 10, and then for this one I want to make it like slightly later. So what I want to do is first is I want to copy the style, and you can do that in multiple. So I'm just going to select on this, copy this, select on this, click on this one first, paste that one in, and remove this one. So that way now I can now tweak this one. So what I just need now is just to play with my lightness. So I can make this 80, and then it goes lower, and then when I made that 80, I can also decrement this one by 5, and then when I press Shift J now, you can see the difference. All right, and you can like take it more and more further. Okay, now the next thing is the use of icons. So I can press Shift I. There's this icon I like, I saw on Figma Community. It's called solar icon, but just to try and match his icon here. So I'm going to search for, I don't know, I'm still trying to get used to UI 3 anyway. So I'm just going to search for iconly. So there's a free iconly version, I don't know, or iconify. Yeah, so that's a bunch of icons, and then I can look for settings, and there we have it. So I'm going to click select and drag aside. So now that I've done that, what I can simply do is I can take this one again, duplicate all the way, then press Shift J again just to make sure I'm on the right side. Select this, copy, select the one in the middle, and replace. Okay, so now that we have this, I can push it here and make sure that it's centered, aligned this way. Then I want to change this to the same color I have here. So copy that and paste it in. So like using pure white is not really necessary sometimes. Maybe when you're doing dark mode, you just want to make sure that whatever light you're using it feels like it is sitting in that design. Okay, and then here now for my stroke, so right now I'm using like this kind of inner shadow and all like that. I can drop it down to like 10 or 5. You know what, let me just give it like 1, and then you're gonna do the same for this, like so. So you just have something very nice and neat. All right, so now that I'm like taking out the line totally. All right, unlike this where it feels like there's no color and or shine close to it, right? And again, you could have even like made it like an inner shadow shape, or give like that kind of same skew morphic feeling. All right, so let's undo this now. Okay, so the next thing is that now that we have this, so again, if you are familiar with me, you know that I always talk about like the rules of proximity. So you want to make sure that the elements that are closely related to each other should be placed close to each other. So I'm gonna make this say like 14 or 12. All right, I know, let me even make it a little bit closer. 8, no, let's make it 12. All right, so now that we have that, I'm going to press for my keyboard again, and this time around I'm going to create a new one. So simple rule of thumb is when you're working with iPhones, you always want to make sure that the next height between here and here should not be more than 100. All right, so what I usually do is I used to leave like a gap of like maybe 10 pixels. Okay, so somewhere around here, like 10-20 pixels, so somewhere around there feels like a sweet spot, and then I can align things properly. So this feels like it's going a little bit off, but 17 not a bad idea. 16 cool. So let's work it 17. All right. Or you know what, let's just take our 16. So if I screw in some more, I can close up on this and then close up on this like so. Then we have this, and then we have like auto spacing. So for those of us that are asking what auto spacing does, is like you're just telling the computer to automatically get the space between that element and the remaining available space at the end of the element, so it pushes that element all the way to the end. All right, so we can now literally select this and click on this, right, and it's looking good already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase this, so like 24 like so, and then now what I want to do is I'm going to take this and then have it as also 24. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to have this, and I get what it's doing here. Like, so what I want to do instead is I'm going to bring this on down and take this all the way to the bottom like this. Okay, like so. All right, so like first thing I want to do is I'm going to try and recreate this and then this. Okay, in my case, because I'm lazy, I literally just going to use iPhone tabs, right? But just so that this video is just for people that want to learn, right? So that's what I'm just going to try and do. So first thing first is I want to create one of the elements in regards to the size, and then after that I'll now try and match things up properly. So we have iPhone 14, laptop, and watch. So in this case, we're going to have laptop, right? Then Shift A. So with this laptop now, I can color my background like this, and then round off those corners totally, right? And then now, because here now you may not know the exact amount of space between this text and this text, so what you want to mostly work with in this case here now will literally be the overall size. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to duplicate this one more time, and then try and guess the overall size. So again, I'm going to create like another layout grid here just so that it can be fast, and this time around I'm just particular about like the margin anyways. So let's do so we had 16 before, so let's have another 16 here, or you know what, let's increase it a little bit, and then let's give it something opposite like this so I can see it clearly. So if I scroll all the way in, so I can have it as this, so I can close this one on its side like so. All right, so from here on out, I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to press Command Option K on my keyboard, or if you are using a Windows, Control Alternate K on your keyboard to make a component, because this way I'm going to be doing like editing and stuff. So I'm going to have, so I'll call this one like tab, right, or tab item. Okay, and then what I want to do next is I want to add like its own child. So if I select this now, I should be able to add its variant here. So so I can come over here, click on add variant, and then I have two variants. Right now I literally have no idea what all this icon means, because I'm new to UI 3. So the next thing I want to do is take this one. You want to like option or alternate depending on the kind of computer you're using, copy, and then you want to replace this like so. Okay, so what I want to do next is like I just want to match first of all the background. Okay, so I select this one, use my color picker tool, and then pick the color, then I'm pressing Shift G, right? I'm not going back to turn it off there. All right, I'm pressing Shift G just to do that. Then I noticed that kind of have like very slim spacing in this element. So this is why it's very important to like pay attention to detail, because you want to like look at everything overall. All right, so with that being said, what you now want to do now is this. So with that being said, what you want to do is, so now I can start styling whichever element here, but first thing first is I want to bring all of those three back here. So 2, 3, and then I'm going to select all three now, and then I'll say fill up the container. So now I know the actual size that I'm going for, and then I notice that this feels like a little bit longer. So what I can do is, instead of having it at 8, I can literally make it 4 like this. Okay, then for this second one, out of the box, I can remove these changes to white like so. All right, and then I can select these two and then change it to my second variant. Okay, again, I like this color already, so I'm just going to copy that and have this for that. All right, then again, it has like also a good rule of thumb, like you always want to aim for repetition in your design. Okay, now the interesting part is that you can actually style this and you want to right click, and then you can always push those changes to your UI. All right, so which is what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll outside. Let me duplicate this one just a little bit so I can see it closely. I just want to like focus only on this one now. So I'm holding command to do that adjustment. All right, so by default I can see that it's using this color here, so I can do that, like literally use the same color here. Then remember I said like you can always like push changes and all. So again, for this one now, I can literally use the same colors, this here. All right, and then once I have that, I can literally select this and then right click and then main push changes. So once you push your changes, now the next thing you want to do is you want to add all of these highlights. Okay, there are like too many possible ways you can do it. So one of the ways is we can make use of gradients, you can make use of inner shadow, you can make use of other items to like recreate all of the edges and all. Right, so what I'm going to do is start with my stroke. And now the thing about stroke is that when you start, you want to do straight away out of the box, you want to switch to gradient. And now your gradient, now like I said, we talk about you have to have one part that is dark and then you have to have one part that is bright. Okay, so you just want to select this and then hold shift on your keyboard, or if you want a more accurate means, you can always do this, click on this like this, and then you have this. So I'm gonna do that. So out of the box, I did have the gradient and all, right? Just so that I noticed that it's coming, the line here is ending around somewhere here. So I'm gonna select this and push this in like so. All right, and then again, obviously I want to also like drag this out just slightly. Okay, so now that I have that, now I can literally now take my exact same color here. So before you know it, you are not using like a lot of colors in your design. Like some people, they're using too many colors. You'll be wondering why. So I'm gonna paste that in here, so I can see that it gives it that uplift that you need. Then you can like use opacity to just play with how bright or how shiny you want it to make it look, right? And then the next one is you just want to match your existing color here, and then you have this, see, nice and clean. Now, so some of you that are probably wondering, oh okay, how did you do this dot? This dot is very hard. No, just a plugin. You can search for confetti. I don't know, plugins, confetti, right? So once I click on this confetti now, you can adjust for the rows, and you can also adjust for like randomness and everything. Okay, so mind you, if I want to do this confetti and I want it attached to this item, now what I have to do is that I have to come here and do it. But first thing first, let me make sure I right click and then I go to menu and push all of those changes. So if you look at it, it's very subtle, right? So let me take this and just give it that background fill so you can see. So if you want to know how to switch between stroke and fill, just press Shift X on your keyboard and you'd have that. All right, so now that I have this, now that I can see clearly, what I want to do is I'm going to first, like, it's very important that you want to create a frame where you want it to stay like this. And then the next thing you want to do is that you want to select this one. Now the good part is that even when you have this like this and you want it to be inside this container, but you don't want it to sit inside the auto, so it gets confused, you can literally just hold command on your keyboard like this, like select first, select, drag, and then hold command while you're doing it. And notice that your arrow changes, right? Or control if you're using a Windows. Notice that your arrow changes and then it stays on top. So if it doesn't stay on top, I don't know, just come back and click here. Okay, so now I'm just going to nudge, and why I like this one is that you can literally play with your X and your Y values properly. So I'm going to change this Y to 0 so it stays at the top, and or instead I can even like drag it all the way to the downwards and this way. Okay, then one more thing is you want to make sure that you now create a circle. So I'm going to create just a circle like this, press E or ellipse, click outside E. That's like the, I don't know, is it not E again? Oh, it's O, sorry. So I'm going to press O, drag it out. So you want to make it as tiny as possible. Okay, something like this. It's still too big anyway, so like if I make it like 1 pixel, around 1 pixel should be fine. Okay, 1, enter. So now that I have this, now you want to make sure that before you do it, like make sure you put it inside here. Okay, so have it selected, 1 pixel is fine, and then you want to click on run. Okay, and then you have this. It looks like all over the place and all. So what you can do is you can literally still make that. I say like this 1 pixel still feels like it's too much. So what I can do is if I want to randomize it now, so I'm pressing, because the thing is like everything they have like different sizes already. Okay, so in order not to like play with it, I still want to like stick to those sizes, you want to press K on your keyboard. Then once you press K on your keyboard, now the next thing you want to do is you just want to reduce it by 0.5x like this and press enter. Okay, or you can still press K on your keyboard and then just adjust the way you want. So I see what is going on here, so I can like shift this up and then take this out, bring this in. All right, and then again I want to like, so as I'm pressing Ctrl, I want to like add a little bit of blur effect on it. So I do what, layer blur, and layer blur now having that 1 pixel like this. Can you see now? We make it come out and stuff. So again, what I want to do is I want to make sure that this is not set to clip content. Okay, and then I want to make sure that I have some just dangling outside and not sitting on the edge like this. So I think somehow a little bit way or to the top. So like just for you to randomize it pretty much. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, that looks nice. So you have that glowing blur all the way there, or you can even like bring it even closer inside. Yeah, I think that looks better. Yeah, staying inside looks better. Okay, so now that we have that, then I think I feel those particles are just too much. So let me reduce that and have this sitting all the way. Yeah, yeah, like so. Then now I can remove this and give it the stroke it had earlier. All right, so that is how you can literally create something like this. Okay, and then now we can even like add a little bit of gradient to this one just to make the edge again pop a little bit more. Click on this, so I have this again, same thing. All right, so same thing like this. But again, before I do that, what I usually like to do is that if I want a steady kind of color and I don't want to tweak it a little bit, and I just want to do like white or dark, so I'm going to use my idea of Photoshop. So I'm going to take this, right? So I have like 2 more blacks, and then where I have like opacity, right, is what I'm going to use. And then when I'm doing the opacity, I'm also like making this one white. All right, and then making sure that this one too, instead of 20%, I can give like maybe 5%, just so that it's comes out more sharper and brighter. All right, and then where do you go? Then bring this one down, then make this radial. All right, so I can bring my radial somewhere here. here, somewhere around it like this. Okay, so now that we have that there, next thing we want to do is do this circle. Okay, very straightforward. On your keyboard, drag it out, Ctrl Z, V, bring this one in. Let's put it this way, like so. And then the next thing you want to do is like write this text, right? So again, it feels like a footnote, so I'm gonna do that. So we have 5 minutes until full charge. Okay, then I can literally find an icon that looks like that. So when I'm designing for iOS, I mostly use the iOS app for that's the symbols. I think I'm on symbols version 6 now, so that's what I use. And this is because of like it comes with like animations and stuff, right? So but let me just look for charge icon here. Charge. Let's see. Any more? Okay, you know what? Let me just use this. Okay, so that is that about that, and I'm gonna bring this. Okay, maybe I'll probably give like it's you or something, but like for now, let's just change it to this. Okay, and then make sure that it's set to all content, and then view center line. Select this, and then make sure you're on. Yeah, call out seems nice. So call out will be regular. Okay. Again, you don't want the color to be too bright, so I'm literally using this one here. Right, just something nice, clean, and simple. Okay, let's give it like 4. Then make sure it's aligned to the top. Okay, then the height should be all content. All right, aligned to the top. So now that we have that, next thing is let's just work on this shadow very quickly. Then I can select, I click on this inner point here, right? Or you know what, let me just use what I have going on already. So this one is okay, looks good already, right? And then the next thing is I have this. It's very, very easy to create that in Figma. But before we do that, what I want to first do is I want to like do the light and dark I was talking about earlier, right? So what you want to do is come to effect. You want to have your inner shadow set like so, and then like I said, you want to like play with your dark point, so we can increase this to like where you feel like it's okay. All right, and then bring it to where you feel like okay, and then you want to make sure that you have your blur really spread out, so like 25, so you can see like yeah. And then I have this at 25%, like so. So now that I have this, I'm going to create another one again, and this time I'm literally going to do the opposite. So what I can do is I can select this, right click, and select this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right? And then this time around I just want to do the opposite, so minus. Okay, so let's just give it like very nice figure, so -14, -16. So we have this, and then I'm gonna make it white, right? But you know that we are not using white, we are using this kind of hue color, right? So I'm going to copy that, bring that one in, yeah, and have this, yeah, like so. And then this time around now I can like literally play with the spread for the white, because since the dark mode, we don't want too much spread. Okay, so just something that looks like this, so -12 doesn't feel like a bad idea. All right, or we can even drop this one down to like 16. Okay, anything that works for you. But you can see that out of the box already we've created this element already. Okay, then the next thing now is I'm going to copy that and paste it in again, and then you want to scale it down all the way somewhere around here. All right, and the interesting thing is that if you turn it around, okay, it gives a different vibe entirely. All right, so but in this case here I'm just going to remove this first one here, and then for this one now, this inner shadow, I can just make it like the direct lighter version, or you know what, let me just remove it for now. Okay, so we have this here, and then if you look at this here now, you can see I have like this very clean subtle shadow. So let's do that. So I can do, what I'm going to do is click on effect, have this shadow on, like so. Then I want to increase my spread to like 4, so it goes round. Okay, and then I want to drop my my Y now to 1, and then my blur to like around 2, and then drop down my spread to somewhere that feels nice for me, so somewhere around there, right? If I want to add like more elevations, I can either like crank up the darkness like this, or even still like add another layer. So like copy and paste this, okay, and then now I want to add like another layer, so increase the Y a little bit, and then this time around increase my spread a little bit, and then drop this one down to like maybe around 20 or 10, like this, 10. All right, so that's how you can achieve that. Okay, again, you also want to make sure that the color matches the color of this one here, like this. And then you also, for me, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to add a gradient like so. And then for this one now, I'm going to leave it as this. So take my blacks, use it as this, and then take this one, I want to use it somewhere around here, like so. Okay, so once I have that now, so I should have something like this. Okay, now that I have that going on for me, the next thing I want to do is, so if we come back again, so you can see that his own shadow is very close to the edge. So let's fix that. So I'm going to click on this, and then I have my spread set to 1, and for this one also have my spread set to 1.5, okay, or 1, yeah, and then my Y should be 2. Yeah, so that looks good. So now that we have that, so you can see again we have like this kind of like highlights on the edge, right? So we can use what we did initially with this one, okay, or we can use stroke. So because I'm feeling lazy already, I'm just going to use stroke, and then I'm going to make it white, then I'm just going to drop it like 5%, like this. Okay, so now that we have that, now the next thing is you have your text 52%. Like I said, I'm using what's it called, iOS style. So this one I can make it emphasized, right? And then underneath it I have type speed. Okay, so type speed. So inside this type speed now, I can literally just drop it out to like footnote or sub headline, right? Because it kind of works. So regular, and then bring this in, select this to right click, auto layout. Okay, and then make sure that now I select this to right click, and then I want to frame it at, sorry, not flatten, frame. Okay, and then make sure that this is centered properly, like so. Okay, so again, another thing I notice is, yeah, the line height works for me. Like I don't really touch the line height. Like if you're just starting, it's always good to like use the default preset, and then later when you get used to it, you'll not be able to adjust accordingly. So these are, you can start, you can get like, you can produce professional designs even without having no idea of how UI design works properly or effectively. So the next thing is you want to copy this one again, and then this time around you see this little dot. When you open it says arc, you want to click on it like this to open it up, right? So once you open it up, select your ratio. You want to push it a little bit to the side. You want to select this point here, drag it. So you want to know like exactly where your start is going to be. So my start is going to be 90, and then I can push it. My sweep is going to be all the way, okay, like this. So but usually I always like my start to be from this top here, and then take my sweep all the way. So I have like what's it called now, actual numbers that make sense to me. So once I have that set, so I have this already. Okay, so now that I have this already, what I'm going to do is take this. I'm going to take this one first. So this is going to be my own first layer. So like this is my own additional point that I want to start putting on top now. So I'm going to put this, and then this time around I just want to round off those corners like this. Then now I'm going to duplicate it just one more, and then so if you look at this now, you have this closed up a little bit. So right now what I can simply do is I can hold shift and option, or shift and alt if you're using Windows, and just close it down just slightly, somewhere around there, right? So now I can now make use of the greens that it's working with. So a simple trick is go back to my overall background, copy this. All right, so click on this and then paste that in. So now that I've pasted that in, I want like the light to be way much more vibrant, right? So it's just simple idea. So first thing first is, see, it has like a little bit of blue on it. So I'm gonna just tweak this just so slightly, right? And then now it's in the like very light range, high range color zone. I say blue, more of green on it, kind of like yellowish green. So I'm gonna crank this on up, so I can make it like maybe 80 just for now. And then, but I know I've passed the point, I think it's somewhere around here. Then I want to tweak it all the way, keep pushing, like kind of get that kind of like feeling. All right, so somewhere around here. Then again, I want to remove like my inner shadows for now. So I have this. So now the next thing is that I noticed that it has this kind of like seamless flat range color. So I'm gonna pick this now and then bring directness back into it. So what I'm doing is I'm just literally tweaking my lightness now to 50. So when you get to 50, you are now actually like sitting on the color. Okay, so now there are multiple ways in which you can even make these elements glow. All right, so that's where you can now start playing with like your different kind of blend modes. So what I can simply do is remember what I have before. So I'm going to send this copy this for now, take it outside like this. Now I'll send this one to the back. So what I simply want to do is I just want to make it blurry. So I'm going to say layer blur, right? And this is my layer blur, and I can increase it like maybe 32, like so. Okay, so I have this already out of the box then, but like this for me, this feels too much, so I'm going to drop like 40%. Okay, and again this one again I'm still going to like take it to like to the lightness part. All right, so somewhere around there. So somewhere around there, right? So like it has full color but more shadow. So I'm going to pick this and drop as this, as like so. And then now that I have that, now you see this one here, right? What I want to do is I can come over to where's it now, come over to this eye drop, and then we want to start like tweaking with different blend modes. And you can see that when you have this one now, you have like plus lighter and so on and so forth, right, all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on plus lighter. All right, now that I have this set to plus lighter, I can bring this one back into the view like so, and then place this one in like so. So you can see, begin to see that you have like this kind of edge, kind of glow here. All right, but it's still not up to that level. So I don't think I fully get the color design. So I'm just going to use the color picker to take the bits. Let me see the changes. So I'm going to take this and put this. Yeah, like I said, it's closer to blue than yellow. I don't know what's wrong with my eye this night. Maybe I need to go and put on my glasses back. Anyways, on the more happier mode, so now what we can do now is, now that we have this, so let's just simply create this, the same ideas. Take F for your keyboard, round those corners, then what you want to do is you want to have your inner shadow. So first thing first, you can either use your stroke or your inner shadow, whichever one that works for you. So but first thing first, I'm just going to crank up my stroke. So I'm going to make my stroke pure white like so. And then now for this one, right, I'm going to set this to radial like so. Then I'm going to take this and make it as light as possible. So just click on this and then just tweak your highlight till when you are comfortable like so. Okay, so somewhere around there feels nice. So let me push a little bit to the top. So close this up a little bit. Let's bring this down. Then even using this one as like full on white doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm going to drop this one down just slightly, and then take this one a little bit downwards. Yeah, and then now just for more realism, now you want to add shadows. So go to effect, you want to add your shadows. So 4 and have my spread at 1, you know what, 2, and then increase my block to 4. Yeah, okay, and then I'm going to add on down. This time around this is just going to be -1. No, -0.5. You know what, let's have that 0. No, -1. Yeah, spread is 1. Let's take this one to 2. No, -2. Yes, and then drop it down to like say 12% or 4%. Yeah, so this looks good already. Okay, so now that you have this here now, what you can still go on to do is you can now add like your inner shadows, so just to blend things better. So add your inner shadow. So with your inner shadow now, you can just play with your blur till you get values that that make sense to you. All right, so let's just drop this one to like 12. No, 12. Okay, so now that you have this going on, again, another thing I missed was that, so you have again your lighter values and your darker values. So I'm going to duplicate this and just do the exact opposite as usual. So copy, paste, select this, then you want to do inner shadow, same thing, just minus and then make it white. All right, so and then now for this one, so the more you begin to like crank it up and all, the more it works for you, right? So again, for my radial now, so remember that I have this one here, so I have my white here, so I can like begin to push it in. Then for this one too, I'm going to crank this one up, so minus, increase my spread. I think I broke something somewhere. You know what, let me use a flat color. I'm going to hide this one for now, just white 100%. Yeah, so white flat color works. So with this now, I'm going to increase this ever so slightly. Then there's something I'm also missing again, like this side now is darker, this side again is brighter. So literally I can come into my stroke and switch these things out. All right, and then once you switch it out again, same thing works, right? So you have this here, and then this one too again, you want to like just reduce it so slightly. Yeah, and there you have it. All right, so again, what you can now go on to do is you can literally increase till where you feel like it's a nice spot for you. So somewhere around there, it doesn't feel like a bad idea at all. So what I can now do is I can take this and place it right here, zoom in, then scale it down, place it right there. I think I messed up this circle, so let's fix accordingly. Yep, yeah, I messed it up, so let me delete that. I'm just going to copy and paste this one more time. Take this one out for now. Yeah, you stayed here. Yeah, just take this one out for now. Then I think I have this one here, Ctrl Z. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I want to scale it down. Yeah, somewhere that feels like a good spot. And then, so I'm pressing Shift Option, right, and then open it up again. Start be here, this should be here. Then just open up my ratio to somewhere like here, and then now close, Ctrl Z, and then around those corners, all right. So now that I have that, I think where's the blur? Remove it. Okay, Ctrl Z. Which one did I work on? Yeah, so this is the plus lighter one, so I'm going to copy it one more time, paste it forward, and then remove, do this pass through, remove this blur, right? And then I have this. So what I just want to do is I want to take this one up, take these two, align them properly, right? Push them in like so. Then select the second one that's like very huge kind of blur, and then just drop down the opacity like 50%. All right, so you have that kind of glowing feeling in it. So again, this one now I can like scale it down like a lot. All right, so let's just make things sit more properly. So increase this somewhere around there. Then let's see, I'm missing something. Yeah, let's see, okay, this should be 50% and then 50. Then let's close this one up. Yeah, then now we can have this seated here like so. Okay, so now that you have that, so you see that you have like your inner shadow and all of those things right here. And then now I can go over to the next steps, which is here. So just if you want to add more light, you can see like there's a like enough light coming out here, but like if you still want to add more light, you can always like name it and be like lightness. Right, you just increase play with the opacity. It's like 60%. So once you've done that, now the next thing you just want to do is do the rest. Okay, so now that I have that, I can literally bring it here and bring all the way here. All right, so with that in mind, now I can come over to like say let me just duplicate this. Okay, there's no icon here, so let me remove, or you know, let me just use duplicate like this and say connected device. All right, now we are going to go with the exact same vibe. So again, this one, take this one, drop it by 10%, right, or 40%. Let's see, yeah, instead of 40, let's do 20, and then select this one, use this same one here, so it feels connected. Nice. So copy this, select this, paste this, let's see, paste this, yeah, and then round off those corners. Then you want to set like a padding. So a simple rule of thumb is make sure that for your text, for the padding on your text now, it could be longer, but for your buttons or your icons on the left, always make sure it's more reduced. So for example, I can do just to start with like 8, right, and then I can increase this one to like maybe 12. All right, so something like this. So if you want to make it feel more rounded and all like that. Okay, so what I can do is for the height too, I can make it just 4. Yeah, so everything sits nice and neat. For some reason, this icon doesn't feel like it's sitting on the same line as this. So if I'm going to tweak this manually, I'll literally push this up like this. Okay, just so that it feels like it's sitting a little bit more. Okay, let me remove it here. Okay, and then remove whatever auto layout that is and center things. Okay, so now that you have this element here, so you just want to like create these 3 items, right? So what you can do is you can literally create a button, F, so I'm pressing F, then again duplicate it inside there, and then you want to call it connect new device. So connect new device like so. Select this, you want to make it fill, and then we're using the same fill color, so I'm copying this one, selecting the white, switching things out, select this one and make it white now. All right, because using this white here does not even show like high opacity range, right, and it's going to be like a problem for accessibility checker. So if I press shift I and check, not shift I, select this one and I type A11Y, right, it's a color contrast checker. It's going to tell, if I click on check now, it's going to fail. So I'm going to select this and click on check. You can see it failed beautifully. So what it's telling you to do that, you can either tweak for the lightness or tweak for the background text lightness or for the background lightness. All right, in this case I'm going to tweak for the text lightness, and the more I drag it to the right, not working for me, but the more I push it to the left, now you can see it passes beautifully, and that's what you try to achieve here, right? So that's how you're able to check when your color is actually working or not. And if I click on done and I check it again, I see I pass with amazing, beautiful colors. So now that I have that, I'm going to click on check, done, close this. Now what I want to do is I want to make this an outlier by clicking on this little icon here, around also those corners, like so. Then again, this padding feels weird for me, so averagely you want to make sure your button is sitting in the nice spot of like 40-45 up the way to 56 pixels, right? But for me, I just think that starting like the basic range ball mark works for me. Okay, so I'm going to change this to 40, right? Or if you want to increase it, like because of the kind of vibe you are going for, because I already have this one like at a large edge of 54, right? So we can try and like match that. All right, so how we do that is making this one 54. So whatever number you put here now literally has 0 meaning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to center things, right, and just try and check it. So I like how it's sitting on the sweet spot of 48 pixels. All right, so I'm going to bring this one down just slightly. And again, one more thing that needs to be added there is from the iPhone now is the footer, if only I can remember the name. Yeah, let me just click on multitasking and see whether I can get it. Insert. I just need this. Just give me no. Let's see. Scroll down. Status bar. Nope. And I used to see this. Sometimes I don't know. I used to forget the name of all of this thing, but I think it should be indicator. Yep, home indicator. So I'm going to bring this, and then I want to switch to its light mode, right? To its dark mode rather. Then bring this in like so. Then make sure that it's closed up, is aligned to the bottom like this. All right. So now that I have that there, now what I can simply do is add phone, laptop, and watch. Okay. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this on a little bit up, bring this on a little bit down like this, and then press F for my keyboard, and I want to have those 3 elements. Right. So I'm going to put them inside auto layout. Just bring it in. Then I want to scale things down, so somewhere around here. So if you look at it, like they kind of like match this one here. Okay, so what if we increase just like kind of adjust for the padding? So I'm trying to look at this, so I can see that this like a little bit space here. So I'm going to do 16 pixels and then center align this. So if I press alternate, I have like 27 pixels, so I want to strive for like say 24 pixels. So let's just scale things up a little bit. So make sure you're on pressing K, or you've pressed K rather. Right, option, this is 18, this is 19, this is 22, right? And I think I can take it from here now. Just hold alternate on my keyboard, close things up slightly. So this is 29, 24, nice spot. So I want to select these 3, and then I want to set it to fill container. Okay, so now that we have that, again I want to select these 2 and then take my button and set it to what? Fill container. Okay, cool. Now that we have that, I want to select this one again and then click on the overall auto layout, right? And everything stacks nicely. So we have this. Then I want to make this on like 12. Okay, so this is sitting nicely here. Then let's start reducing our space. So this one, let's make it 12. Then this one, that is 24. So that's 16. So let's take this to 20, 16. Yeah, 16 feels like a nice spot, and then let's add this on at 12. Right. So now that we have that, what we can simply do now, we can so I'm just going to tweak for 1, right? So let's achieve this very quickly. So I'm going to take one of the containers again, bring this here. All right, just so I can see everything nice and neat. So we are using literally the same colors as the background, but with a little bit of adjustment. So what I can do is I can literally select this, copy that in, select this, and then select this one, paste it in, remove this. So we have this, but again it's using like this kind of like shadow, and then it's using like some noise gradient and stuff. So before I introduce the noise, what I'm going to do is select this and then make sure I'm inside my radial, select where I have my blacks. All right, and I want to select this green part here. Okay, so now that I've done that, now what I want to do next is I have this stroke outline here. All right, and then the same way is what I'm going to literally do. So what I'm going to do is I'm clicking on this one, switching to gradient. This time around again, I want my where I have my blacks now to be white, and then I want this one to be 0. Right, but the interesting, I want this one to what, the opacity to be 0. So I have this. Now that I have this, what I simply want to do is I just want it to be radial, and this is why. If I take this one all the way to the top, see, looks nice and neat already. And then now I can like adjust for this as much as I like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this just sitting somewhere around here, like so. Okay, see, let me even bring it up all the way, and then I can close things up. So the more you like kind of close things up, right? So this dot is very, very important to Figma. I remember one update that I did, it was not there. I was so pissed, like literally pissed. All right, so I have this one here, right? Then now I have this. Normally I would have used a component, but I'm feeling too lazy to explain how to like use component with multiple symbols or icons, right? So if you're a fan of using symbols and all, it will make your life a lot more easier. Okay, so I'm just going to use symbols now just to quickly round up this video rather, because like it's already 1 hour already. So out of the box, I want iPhone, so let me look for phone. Okay, I can't find something like that there, so let me use iconly. So plugins are widgets. I say iconify. Then now I'm going to look for phone. Go all the way. So I have this one here. I just want to find something that matches, that's very, very close. I can always tweak accordingly. Yeah, so I'm going to drag this one in. So I have this, let's just make it white. Alright, then I also want to look for laptop, specifically MacBook. If I can't find, I'm just going to use what I have. Where'd it go? Yeah, so something like this, and then watch. Something simple. Just need something simple. Nah. All their weight is just way off. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's work with this. So it's always good that you get icons from the same icon packs. Like sometimes when I'm working and all like that, if I'm done my work, then I usually like tweak it a bit just to make sure that all the icons are they are matching in terms of width and outline. Like this one we have like 1.5. This one is probably few, see, problematic, and then this one again. Yeah, so I always prefer working with stuffs like this. This one that always comes with like few version, I always usually like kind of like create myself, and it's not very hard to recreate. Like first thing first is I usually have like a frame measure that I used to use, but just in this case here, so I'm just going to be using rectangle. Okay, and then you want to just close up the edges, just match the weight, shift X to switch. Then you want to match the weight. So for now I'm just going to match the weight, so it's something around here, and then you want to make sure that this is set to center, very important. Right, then let's close it a bit, 8, right, and then you have this like so. Then if I make this one 2, and then now I have this at 44, at 61, and then I have that little dot. So I'm just going to press P on my keyboard and then make this 1. So I want to use it, make sure that it matches it, and then make sure that this is also set to round and round. Okay, around and round we go. Then make sure that this is set to 1, right, very important. So once you have that, now you can like always tweak, increase and all like that, and then you want to like make sure that they're inside like a frame, and then the frame is like in a square mode, very important. Okay, so this frame size, in this case here, I'm going to just scale things down, so to like 24. So once I have 24, make sure your height is also 24, and then now you can play with your elements inside of it. So the kind of value we are going for, 1 pixel does not seem like a bad idea. All right, and then if you now still want to make this like very, very connected to each other, so I can double click on this, make sure you're editing mode like this, and then you want to paste it in, center things out. If you center things out like this, it's not really going to work. So you want to like kind of like eyeball it. So I'm going to literally click to drag, select these two, click from the middle, and then push downwards, like get like comfortable spot. Okay, and then for these 2 points here, now I want to make sure I come over to settings and then click on this, and then click on round. All right, so that's how you get your stuff, right? So I still feel like this can go up. Okay, so select these two, and take your parent container and then bring it around till where you're comfortable. All right, and then you have it. Okay, very straightforward. So center things around. Okay, I feel like now it's too light, so bring this on close, a little bit close. Yep, and there you have it. So being able to create this one, so always remember like this. Okay, I'm going to duplicate it again, take what I got here, copy that, and then use it to replace this one by pressing Command Shift R, and then bring this one over. Then I want to take the wristwatch, paste it in like so, delete, and then paste it in. Make sure everything is centered nicely. Okay, so once everything is centered nicely, right, so if you notice, this feels like it's longer, this feels like it's longer. So what you can simply do is like you can just take out your ruler and then like try and measure for one of the things that you feel like. Okay, so somewhere around here, it's not a bad idea. All right, so what we can start doing is we can start tweaking just a little bit. So tweak, so I'm just trying to like put things in perspective of each other. So this is gonna be zoom that slightly, bring it down, so like there's no much clear difference in your icon height and all, otherwise it begins to look very, very weird. All right, so once we have all of this, now we can have the same colors like so, and then right now the weights are different, so you can see. So I'm going to have it at 2 pixels or 1 pixel, 1.1, 1.2. Okay, so once you have that, now we can literally just copy that and bring it in. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this style, paste as is, so you have this, right? So everything feels like that's disappeared. So let's introduce our noise very quickly. So I'll click on plugins and then bring out noise. So noise and texture, right? So click on that, so it will load up the next plugin, and then this looks nice already. So you can like crank how much grain you want and everything, and then you want to add it to your canvas. All right, so you have this kind of noise. Okay, so what you want to do simply is just zoom down. All right, and then you want to bring it in like this. So what I usually do is like I used to tweak it a bit. I just like tweak the contrast, right, from what it is, so to a what's it called now, brighter color or darker color. So this guy I'm just adjusting for my shadows, a little bit of saturation, yes, just to make it slightly darker. Okay, and then once you have that, now you should have something like this, and then now you can place it in your design like so. Okay, so and then that's how you get noise or grainy effect in your design. Okay, so what you can do, you can see that it's like it's a little bit of white and then some darks all over. So what you can simply do is you want to take this and then you can play with like your blend mode till you see something that works. Okay, so I like this screen already because it's working. So if I can show you others, right? So overlay, soft light, plus color dodge, and all. So either color dodge or screen or color is better for me because I don't have to tweak much. Then one more thing is I can add like a little bit of opacity, so 60 feels like a good spot for me. Okay, then in the case of where I add my light, so I'm going to make it like progressive, okay, somewhere around here. All right, like this. Okay, so just close things up. Oh, not that, just bring it in like so. Make sure it's centered, bring it in, centered, bring it in, centered. All right, I think we're getting there. Then the next now is if I add another stroke like this now, can you see it? Very straightforward. Make it white, and then this time I just want to give like maybe just a simple stroke highlight. So 2 or 1. Yeah, 1 feels like a good spot. I'm just going to copy or replace actually. Did I delete it? Shit. White 1, copy and replace like so. Okay, so once you have that, now what you want to do next is you want to reduce this to 8 pixels, 12. Yeah, that's looking nice already. And then now I'm just going to take everything I copied earlier and then place accordingly. 1 for 1, 2 for 2, and 3 for 3. Okay, so here we have phone, here we have laptop, and here we have watch. All right, watch. Okay, so once you have that, now again the same thing. Our call out feels fine, but let's use sub headline at this point. No footnote. Let's see, footnote regular. Yeah, that works. So again, the same kind of color we're working with here, because like I said, it's not all colors that you need to. So copy this, paste it in, right? Remove this. All right, so again, now what you want to do next is you want to add an auto layout. So you have to do like for each individually. Auto layout. Okay, and then what I want to simply do is like I want to increase this, and then for all my child, I want the child to fill container, and I want all their children to be centered in the middle. Okay, double click, press enter so I can have access to everything at once, and then press enter again. So let's see why it's breaking. So first thing first, this is not set to absolute position, so let's fix that. So let's make sure that all of those are set to absolute position, and then they are all sent to the back. Oh, hold on. Right click, bring send to the back. Okay, so then the next thing is, so that the reason I'm sending to back is so I can have access to this. I can see that this is set to absolute position, right? And then everything will start to stack accordingly. All right, and then now we can tweak whatever space we want to tweak. So here we're going to have that 8. No, not that. Yeah, at 4. Okay, so there's that about that. All right, so the next thing is so it's probably using like an iPhone 14 Pro Max, right? That's why. So I'm just trying to manage space here. Or if I push things a little bit slightly further, I think I may match it. So let's go back to 12. Let's make this 12. Let's make this 16. Or you know what, since it's the same, so let's make it 12 too, and then let's also make this one 12 so that everything lines up on the same hierarchical level of spacing. So let's make this 12. All right, so we should still have like a little bit of space. So I'm just gonna bring this on just slightly down. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so no space here. So now that you have that, I think if I select this and say fill up the container, should give me enough space like this. Yeah, so that feels longer. So for you to add the all of this light and stuff, so I can literally just borrow what I have going on here already and then paste that in. turn it on its side, center to the top, scale it a little bit, add one more. Like, this is what I like about design, like how your attention to detail is really going to like make your design move a little bit better. And then when you zoom out, now you have this nice looking design. So you can see that I've been able to recreate his design. It doesn't match exactly one to one. I've given like my own takes and all like that. I can even see like match multiple kind of style just to make the design look nicer. All right, so I'm going to be posting this on Twitter together with the video and all. Yeah, that reminds me, just to fix this, yeah, I just noticed that now you can change this, right? So if you see a very difficult design you don't know how to recreate and you want me to help you to recreate it and teach you, like take you like step-by-step process how to achieve that, just message me, right? And I would help you to do justice. So let's just fix this. So having this at 24, no, actually I think I prefer at 20. It looks better at 20. Okay, where do we have here? Yes, 20. Okay, then now let's take all of this, yeah, group it, or no, this is a frame. Let's see what happens when we center it. Yeah, that looks nicer. Okay, and then you can like increase the glow. Like I said, you can increase the glow, reduce the glow, and so much stuff you can do, right? But this is the simple redesign. Thank you guys for watching. Share, like, follow, do whatever you like. Cheers.